You or Mark, maybe for both of you, if that's okay. Um, Certainly, this team has won 4 of the last 6, and there's been plenty of positives. But I know there's also been some talk about inconsistencies and culture and identity. There's even been some references to getting back to playing the way you maybe saw glimpses in the bubble. I just wanted to get your reaction as to if there is an issue with an identity or a culture about what's at the root of how you're feeling about the game.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, no, I think, we gotta, it's this year, and we gotta get to our game. I think the main thing we take from the game so far is like you said, there's a bit of inconsistency, but that goes to our details. And once we establish those details, we'll get back to making our plays that we're used to making. It'll create more offensive zone time, and guys will start having fun and feeling good about themselves again. But what we see is we just have to get back to our details of our game.
Yeah. I think, I don't really love when the bubble keeps getting brought up a lot, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not like we won the cup there, made it all the way to the finals. I mean, we still lost first round there. So when I think people say get back to that, I mean, I'd like for us to think about ourselves as a better team than that and try to go further and try to become a better team and try to play to a new identity that's going to make us successful this year. And I think that we've just got to build towards that and all be on the same page and just become a tough team to play against night in and night out, not just, every other night or whatever. It's got to be an every night thing, or at least live with the fact if you're not winning every game, at least you're competing from the first minute to the last minute. That's what I think we have to continue to work towards.
Mark, can I follow up and just ask you what the identity is early on this season of this team?
Well, our identity, what do we want to be is, a team that checks real hard, and we have a lot of skill too. So we gotta be able to make plays and create offense and have all that in our game. But we just have to get back to being really hard to play against. I mean, it's been there in spurts, but it hasn't been consistent enough. So I think if we just get in that mindset of every, like Chucky said, from shift one, every little detail matters. That's the identity of our team. We're a hard checking team that can score goals.
Okay, we'll go to Danny Austin next. Thanks. Mark, when we spoke to Jeff Ward last night, he said he wanted this. It was time for this team to show more commitment and to care a little bit more. I can't imagine you feel like you guys don't care. But is effort an issue or a concern for you with this team?
No, I think what happens is when things aren't going well, there's a little bit of frustration creeping in, and guys get frustrated. It doesn't always translate into the best best body language and stuff like that. But guys are frustrated because we care, and that's not an issue on our team. And we just have to again keep going back to the same thing. But it starts with little things may seem like they don't mean much, but they do in this game because everyone's so good in the league, and everyone's pretty much on even ground. It's the little things that are the difference between winning and losing, in my opinion.
And Matthew, along those same lines, I mean, what do you want to see both from yourself and from your teammates in terms of that commitment over these next sort of couple weeks? It's a busy road trip here. Yeah,
I just want to be a competitive team every night and the hardest team to play against in this division. I think we play basically everybody here in the next little bit. So try to show these teams that we're the hardest team to play against in the division, come up with some wins. That's what I want. Thank you. Go to Wes Gilbertson.
Matthew, in your opinion, what's caused the inconsistency with this team? What's made this kind of a little bit of a roller coaster ride so far?
I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it to the exact point, but it's not like this is the first time that it's happened. It seems like it's been a little bit of a common theme of the past couple of years, but we've been able to get ourselves out of it before with some stretches, and we just need a good stretch of hockey here, and Gio said it. Needed to get the details in our game back, and we needed to do that from starting from the first face-off. And it's definitely easier to play with the lead than to chase it, and we seem like we've been chasing it a lot recently. But I think that we just have to play for one another, and really set up the next line or set up the next D pairing, and just be just like I said in the last question, just try to come out of the stretch showing all these teams that we're the hardest team to play in this division.
And Mark, can you just speak to what you think you have inside that locker room? It's always, a question that comes up when there's these kind of sky is falling type days in the city, but what do you have inside that room?
Well, first off, I think we have a great team. I think the talent on our team, we're right up there with anyone. We have obviously one of the best goaltending tandems in the league. And then, in the room, we have a great group who really enjoy being around each other. It's tougher this year with all the restrictions and stuff like that, but find ways within the hockey world to hang out together and be with each other. But like Chucky said, I'll say it too. We've been in tough spots before, and we've found ways to get on a roll, and it's all about you get those little things ironed out in your game, and you get on a roll, and guys start feeling really good about themselves again, and it goes from there. So we're expecting obviously to have a hard fought game tomorrow, and hopefully get rolling from shift one.
Go to Eric Francis.
Matthew, as Wes alluded to, it's one of those skies falling days in Canada and Calgary. What's the feeling in the room? Are you guys at a critical juncture right now in terms of proving that you care? Because your coach questioned that last night.
I think, yeah, probably. I think that, and there's no better opportunity to do that against your biggest rival here. We're going to get up for this game. It's going to be impossible not to. Friday night with a back-to-back on Saturday in their place. This is a huge moment in our season for us. And I think we have to show to one another that we're going to be ready from the first drop of the puck. And if we do that, we're going to be happy with the result. But got to play hard, have to play physical. I think we got, one of the staples of our game too is, being hard on the other team's top guys, being physical. I think we got away from that as the last series with Vancouver went on. We let some of their guys off the hook. So we have to be hard on, and we obviously know everything about Edmonton. We played them a bunch before, and we know kind of who their engines are on their team. So we have to make sure that we're doing everything we can to play hard against them and to try to come out of here with a good result after these next, next 72 hours or something. So these next few games will show a lot, and it'll tell us a lot about ourselves and what we have and where we're trending.
Matthew, would you have liked to seen more pushback or emotion or bite or whatever you want to call it last night in the third period? I know the game's out of reach, but is it too old school for me to think that that's the kind of moment when you guys would show that you're just not going to just take it?
That's a tough question. I think I still think we are still trying to, do everything we can to try to get a couple goals early. But I think once the game gets out of reach, you're not necessarily wrong when you say that, but I think that it's more about feeling good about your game and your team, and the way your team's going. And I think even when the game is down to the last 5 or 10 minutes, you still want to do the right things to feel good going into the Friday game. But that's kind of a tough question I can't really answer. But I just think it's kind of like the unwritten rule. You just want to play hard until the final whistle. And, I think that's something that you do that, you feel good going into that next game.
Thanks.
Go to Solomon next.
This is for both of you. The practice today started on a lighthearted note. What for players after a tough loss yesterday, does that kind of help you sort of move on when you come to practice and things are a bit lighter? What's that effect on the team?
I just thought our practice was high tempo today. I thought we we made a point of emphasizing, passes on the tape and being sharp. I thought guys were sharp. And you have to let things go in this league. If we come in here doom and gloom tomorrow, you got a team who's going to roll right over you. So we'll come in with it'll be a fresh day tomorrow. It was a fresh day today, and you got to come in with the right attitude, ready for the next game.
Okay, last question here with Jack Michaels. Does it magnify the importance of this weekend, knowing that the way the playoff structure reads, the winner or loser of this season series could either be in or out of the playoffs? Does that take it to another level?
Yes and no. I mean, we're only 2 points out of second place, or 3 points out of second place. So I'm not just looking at this series, but we just want some wins.
Yeah, every game's basically, you can gain some ground pretty quick in this division when you're always playing each other. So, like Chucky said, every game's important, and this weekend will go a long way to having us get back to our game and feel good about ourselves. If we can do that, we'll be well on our way.
Okay, thanks very much, guys. Right back.